Good morning. Welcome to the January meeting of the ERC. We're going to start with a Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, you all have the draft agenda. I think that I omitted committee reports if there's time. So I would like to put them in if there's time, because we might have a lot to do here. So let's put them in at 5.3 maybe. It's not. Committee reports, subcommittee reports? Yeah. All right. So we need to approve minutes from a couple of meetings. I think that there was initially a joint meeting that we didn't get minutes approved for. That was both the tree board and the ERC together. So all those minutes are provided to you.
There's
any
May. Yeah. May 21, 25.
May, the May meeting? Okay.
That was probably our last regular meeting before we
Changed to
the
different
informal.
format.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Well, it's good to be back on YouTube.
Anyway, I think May looks okay.
Okay.
There was one thing about a date because of the change in our meeting. I saw it's holding the class, Labor Day, and that kind of stuff, and the Division of Water Resources grant. Those dates have to kind of change a little bit because we didn't have this.
Well,
But the minutes.
okay, but the minutes
The minutes are okay.
The minutes are okay.
To somewhat reflect that, but just
Oh, okay. Well, if you can point those out, and that if there's a correction that needs to be made. So, all right, so we have approval of the May minutes.
Yeah, I move we approve May.
Anyone else? Second? Okay. Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The next set of meeting minutes is November. That was an informal meeting. Anybody?
You know, especially since it was an informal meeting, I think these minutes are good, and I appreciate that you worked hard to get those
Yes,
down.
Thank you.
I move we accept them.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Those minutes stand approved. That's it, I believe. All right, so any public comments? You have several members of the public here today. Public comments on the agenda? Any public comments at all? We don't stand on formality. Nope. Okay. Let's get right to planning for the green wave then. So Amy, can you lead us through that, please?
Hi, everyone. I've given you each one of the grids that showcases all of our different organizations that we invite to come to the event each year. The ones highlighted in yellow are those who participated last year. I know that was for several reasons, but one of which was that they were unable to because they did have prior commitment. In speaking with Kathy, who's not here right now, we had gone through and talked about the fact that since this is the largest event that happens for the entire committee during the year, it makes the most sense to get the entire committee involved in it rather than just a subcommittee of people involved. So our thought and how it's written is we had broken down the different organizations into some different kind of buckets. The first one being our waters, the second being our plants and trees, the third being our water life, and the fourth being our green lifestyle. And then we have an other category which encompasses different town organizations such as Old Bridge, Sunset Vision, and Boy Scouts. The idea in doing this would be that each committee member would be able to focus on one of these buckets, and they would be in touch with the people who are in that bucket in order to do the initial reach out and invite these people to participate again. And that would then be followed up by an application and a formal invitation that I would send out to everyone. And then from that area, it would allow each smaller group to be able to kind of make a plan. So the people who are participating in the Our Water section would know, these are the organizations that are coming. We're going to group them together. We're going to put some vendors there that also support that that area of interest. And that way we could kind of set up the whole event so that was sectioned off into different areas. So we would just ask that. The thought was that everybody could sign up for one of the areas, and then that would kind of disperse the work amongst everybody, and no one would have to be reaching out to 20 organizations. Everyone would reach out to 2 or 3. And then from there, we can be a little bit, we can kind of spread the work out. So that was kind of what the thinking was with this. And then you can also see we have the timeline, and we're a little bit behind as of now. We can certainly get the application sent out to the organizations between now and then. I know that there's some people on the committee who'd like to work on sponsorships and sponsorship letters. And, that could be, if someone would rather work on that than on one of the buckets, that would be terrific as well. And then obviously, getting the school flyer approved, I'll take care of that, and getting them distributed and getting the ad placed in the beacon for the event. So I can take care of all of those things and all of contacting the vendors and things like that. I would just ask for help on the organizations.
Discussion?
Well, Lakes and Ponds Subcommittee met, and there's, I realize that you guys broke this out, and I think it's because you sort of want to set it up this way in the park. Is that right?
It's for 2 reasons. 1, we want to set it up this way. That was the thought. And 2, it was that everyone could participate in a part of it. And instead of a couple people taking on the whole thing, we'd have everyone participating in one section.
Which is great if everyone can participate. That's great. The thing is, we went through as our subcommittee because there's several of these places that we already have relationships, and it would make sense for us to do those.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've identified who those are. They don't necessarily fit neatly under one of these categories, but we could identify them, and then as other people sign up for things, they'll know these guys will be taken care of.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
However you guys want to handle it.
Not that
I think it's a good idea to split it up, but you might, I think probably initially, and I think you already did this, send an invite out to everybody, like a master email to everybody so they have it. And then as a secondary thing, we just follow up with, we have an assigned group we follow up with.
Yep.
And then if somebody's having a problem making contact with somebody, maybe they can ask the rest of the group. We can't, these 3 haven't responded back. The other thing I would say with this, because I was involved in the original thing 4 years ago or whatever, is there's probably other entities on here that are missing that we haven't, like last year we discovered the fisheries. I used to cover the state of North Carolina, and Diener has all these different departments, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And there's probably other departments we're missing that we may want to invite as well.
Absolutely. And I'd
But
love
I definitely would like to get a letter out to everybody.
to. Okay.
And I think the sponsorship is real critical because I think I mentioned, there's some the state's under pressure of, not to spend money or whatever, but you might have sponsors that can cover the costs of the event. And that way every year they will pony up whatever it is. I don't know what you come up with from a dollar amount. $500, $1,000, whatever, and then every year you can count on the money for them to sponsor the event.
Sure.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, I know you have it on here, but
Yeah. And if anybody would like to work on the sponsorship, so with me to get the levels and set that and talk about what deliverables we can give those people, I'd be happy to hear
Yeah.
any suggestions from
a
everyone.
lot of times they buy a booth or something.
Mhm.
I mean, I think entities that don't, I think you get a donation part of that, and people want to donate money, and others that they're selling stuff or whatever, or creating awareness
Mhm.
of whatever they offer, and they get an audience to do that.
Absolutely.
But then I don't know how much you want it to be a sales type booth thing versus like an informational
Sure.
event.
And we will have some vendors like we had last year, if that's what you choose to go with. And last year, because it was the first year, we didn't charge the vendors to come. But this year, I think we can ask for the $25, and that would be, we could put that, would go in there as well.
Well, if they're donating, they commit a little bit better, for one. And I think with the numbers that we had last year, that's a good selling point because it was a very successful event.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to interrupt with the paperwork, but we typed up after we met as a subcommittee, so I was saving it for our subcommittee report. But within that, if you guys look at what I just handed out at the bottom of page 1 that I typed up, and then typed up and Kimberly printed for us, is a list of people that we said that we thought would be, from our subcommittee, good people to invite.
Great.
I was going through looking and seeing if
These
there
are the
was a
people that
problem,
we want to work on off the
Where's
list because we already have.
because we already
things.
know.
So as other people take a look,
Oh,
they can cross these off because we'll take care of them. They're all on this
Yes,
list.
they're on the bottom of the first page and the top of the second page, the ones that we came up with, the people on our subcommittee.
Well, a lot of them are on this
Yeah, that's what-
spreadsheet.
They're all
Yeah.
on. They're all on the spreadsheet.
They're on it.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
So that's the 10 that makes sense to us, and I'd certainly be happy also because I've talked to the Bluebird Society guy now for 4 years. I'd be happy to talk to him.
Okay. So we can,
And make arrangements because you always give them some special.
we don't want to bombard them with several people calling, that's what
No,
I'm saying.
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right,
Yeah.
one of the things that's nice about this is it's organized into these buckets.
Mhm.
So when we start picking it apart, like you're suggesting,
Uh.
it just kind of disrupts the buckets a little bit. So
But
it's
there's
going to
no,
take some additional work to tease that out, and you know what I mean?
but
I think
there's
10
what,
of
there's
them, right?
how many buckets? 1, 2,
5
3,
total.
4, 5 buckets.
Mhm.
So I guess I don't quite understand how you're going to divide up the buckets anyway.
just pick.
So if we're saying we'll take these out of these buckets, and then whoever else wants to take on one of those buckets can take the other people in there, but they won't have quite so many contacts.
Are the majority of the people in one section? Is it, are the
That's what I
majority
was
of your
looking, but I
people
didn't
in
have time.
plants and trees or
Mhm.
in the waters? Because you can certainly work on, however you guys want to divide it. But what I had thought was if we got 2 people to do our waters, 2 people to do our plants, 2 to do our water life, 2 to do our green lifestyle, 1 person to work on sponsorships, and I'll take on the other.
Mhm.
And that way you've got 2 in each category that are just specifically focused on that. Now, if we want to rearrange them or create different buckets where that makes more sense to you as the people who know these organizations, then I think that that's great. Just for the purpose of organization and dividing things up, I was thinking that if we could find a way to divide them up, then that would be helpful to people.
I think based on what Steve said, maybe if we have more time to go through and compare the 2 lists,
Mhm.
and then,
We
We could
gotta,
just-
I want to do that today. I wanna
Right,
Get
yeah,
moving on this.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
we
if we
should
can
assign
eliminate
people.
these people on the list and just say that our subcommittee will take care of those, then we can divide it up just like it is. You just leave it like it is, but eliminate these, I think there's 9 9 that we're talking about amongst the 3 or 4 of us on the subcommittee. So if we just eliminate those, this list will be fine, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Saying.
So I did the whole thing, like called everybody. So it's like call 5 people.
And let's
That's
be
why it's
clear.
very nice to
So you
break it
just
up.
asked
It's a lot.
us to do the
Doing it
initial
all.
contact, right?
I'm fine either way, whether you want me to send the formal invitation out first and then you follow up with a contact to each of these people, or whether you want to do an initial contact and tell them that I'm sending the invitation via email. So it's up to you how you want that to go.
I definitely think you should send a letter. Whatever else we're deciding, send that invitation.
And the email.
Because we can either
track.
reference that it's been sent, or we can reference that it's coming, but when we know you're mailing it.
Yes.
But some of the guys that have come every year now for like 4 years, if they got to save the date, they're kind of aware,
Mhm.
and I don't think it'll matter in terms of our contacting them.
Okay. So I'll work on making sure that that application's completed and sent out to everyone by the 31st.
So if we could eliminate those few names on here, like, and just say that our subcommittee amongst ourselves, we could, Steve, decide who's going to call them. You know,
Well,
and
it
be
sounds
responsible for
like they
that,
want us
then-
to take a section, so we could take our plants and trees
Mhm. Yeah, that.
and
Well-
Maybe in
And I'm
water.
sure if there's someone that you feel strongly about contacting that's in a different bucket,
Yeah.
then
Most of ours
those
are
people
there.
won't mind if you
No.
reached out to them.
Right.
So,
Okay.
We can
That
divide the
works.
buckets up, and then
Okay.
you can pull
works.
whoever you want out of it and
Okay.
do it that way.
works.
So as long as everybody's doing something.
Yeah, I think you should assign everybody a bucket.
okay.
And then I would, the steps I would take as a thought would be email everybody as soon as possible, which you already, with the invite,
Mm-hmm.
and then say somebody will be following up with you from our team,
Yep.
and then like wait, see if you get any responses back, and if you don't, then we email them again and call them. We can send our own email out and call them. And most 9 times out of 10, when you call these people, you're not going to get someone on the phone. You're going to get a voicemail, and you can leave them a message.
Yeah.
They'll probably listen to it rather than some sales pitch, right? But
Right.
hey, Steve,
Yeah.
I don't see the group that you called. Are they on here? The fishery people? I don't even see them on here. Are they?
They would be under waters, right?
Water.
No.
Okay.
So that's the other thing, is maybe we can update the list too.
Well,
And if we're going to update the list, if we want to get this all done today, I would say, I mean, Twin Lakes Conservation
Needs to come
Association
off.
should come off, and I think we sent a message saying that.
It's in our
They need to
notes for
come
the
off.
ERC.
And Shelton Herb Farm, can
It's
they
too
go on the
busy of a
ven-
time
can-
for them.
Can you ask them as a vendor?
Yes, but I think it's too busy of a time for them actually at the farm.
But if they were coming down to sell some plants, they may be more inclined to come. I think they would be better on that kind of a list and not a participant list,
Mhm.
because I mean, they're very nice people. I think they would like to help, but it is a busy time. But they may be able to come if they have that opportunity to sell some plants.
Steve, the people you had there were fisheries. Were they fisheries officers or fisheries?
How is your
Biologists.
person on there?
It was
Is she on there?
it was North Carolina
Where is
Department of Fisheries, which I don't know if they were.
I saw
They
it on here.
they were responsible for all the
See her
fishing
on.
licenses and
Maybe.
all of the
There she is.
management of all the fish in the state.
It's under Kate. Well,
So
she
it was
was.
the main department.
So
I don't
they-
see them on.
So can you
Yeah,
add them on?
Let me just see. I saw it originally.
Well, I can work with you on that. I have a lot of contacts.
okay.
Division of Marine Fisheries and
But we
Fish
want to
and
at least
Wildlife.
get them on the list, Steve. So
Yeah.
what are they? And we'll put them under our
Yeah,
water.
I got an
I'll,
email
write- I'll,
somewhere.
I'll try and addend my
If you
list to give
if
it
you
to
just
Amy.
forward it to me, that would
Yeah.
be great, and I will I can amend the list and then resend it out to you.
Right.
But Steve, you want to do our waters,
I'll work on that one.
okay?
And the
So-
Kate, sorry.
So a suggestion too, like if you're trying to get a department that's not on here, if you get to like a local person that works in a department, they might not respond. But see, I hit the director,
Mhm.
and they said, "Yeah, I'm going to send somebody from our department to that," and they
Okay.
delegated it to somebody to come.
Yep.
And I still have all the stickers, fish stickers.
Oh,
Coastal
cool.
Federation. Coastal Federation. I don't
And
think Kate either. The algae program that was pretty popular with the kids
Yeah.
last time.
So they need to be added.
Yeah, they need to be added under, I think, our waters. I'm looking for the Coastal Federation.
Was she health department or what?
she's on there. It was Bonnie, right?
No.
NC State. No.
No,
Vivian Taylor.
Oh, Vivian Taylor. Yeah.
Where's Bonnie?
That's
She's
all the-
under our waters.
Oh,
So,
there she is, yeah.
there.
We also had a presentation from the coastal. We had that separate presentation from the coastal. Was it Coastal Federal? They did a presentation on doing seagrass versus building seawalls.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The webinar
I don't know if they're on here or not.
yeah, the
Well, Coastal
Coastal Federation
Federation
is there.
up top.
So, Vivian was NC State?
Kate. She's NC State. Kate's
She's-
program. It's coastal algae prevention
So she should be in our waters, you know, I would think.
water.
Yeah. But she might be one that you would contact because you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so one of the things, if we divide up the sections, then when we're done and we're not focused on this, I think Jennifer and I would be happy to talk to whoever has the individual sections, if there's people in there that we can contact.
Mhm.
Okay. So I know Kathy would want to do our green lifestyle, so I was going to put her on that one because she
Yeah.
is always
Mhm.
doing that.
Kate.
Steve, I know Elizabeth Finnock, Phoenix, so I could call her and say hi, of North Carolina Coastal Federation.
So would you like to work on the our waters,
Well, I'd like to do that, but I'd really like to work on our wildlife.
our wildlife? Okay.
So,
I think
Amy,
I'll do
could you put me on
you'll
our
do plants?
wildlife?
Yep, absolutely.
We're doing plants and
Well-
plants
trees.
and trees.
So you want me
Yep.
to write you down for talking to Elizabeth?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
That's fine with me, as long as they get contacted.
And Candace and Jennifer, do you guys want to do the plants and trees, or do
Yeah,
is
no,
it-
no, that's
Yeah,
fine. We'll
plants
do,
and trees.
if you want
Okay.
us to take a section, we'll take that, and then, like I said, what, the ones that we are good with,
Mhm.
we can just fill these guys in.
Great. And Steve, do you want to do either our green lifestyle or our waters, or do you want to do sponsorships? What would you prefer?
I can do the waters, and then I'll help out with the sponsorship. I don't want to take sole ownership of it because
Okay.
I apologize.
So then by per process of elimination, then I'll add John Rothermel to our green lifestyle.
I was looking for the
Change
North
that.
Carolina.
Or
coastal.
plants,
Taylor.
yeah, actually, yeah.
I don't know who it is now, but it's not me.
Taylor.
Who is that?
She's the.
And who's
Taylor
the
McDaniel.
ninth
It's just-
person?
She's-
1, 2,
she's
3,
in-
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
well,
Diana, you see something you want to help out with?
So
Okay.
Diana's going to do our wildlife. And Mila.
Oh, what, she's
That's what I
doing
want.
well.
We can add him in.
No.
Just leave one for extension for
Let's leave
now.
it alone.
Should I add Mila to the plants and trees or to the waters? Which one
do
do
you
you
think?
think that she would
You know,
prefer?
she's gonna be gone,
She's not
Okay.
going to probably be here.
Okay.
so I don't know how much help. she
Okay.
would be.
Yeah. She'd probably say waters, but I would let her decide. Maybe she's going to watch it on YouTube. So
Okay.
She can, you know.
Okay.
And
Okay,
then there's a
So who's
cooperative
signed up for what?
extension.
Who's doing
The
what?
next-
So I've got Steve and Steve for the waters, Candace and Jennifer for the plants, Diddy and Diana for the wildlife, Kathy T and John for the green lifestyle, and then I'll contact the others.
But
And,
those-
and
just-
we can do some of those.
The
others
letter's
for
going
you.
out before. we-
Doing wildlife.
Correct. I'll get that letter sent out. So once that's gone out, I will send an email to everybody to say I've sent the email out to everyone with the application and it came from me, blah, blah, blah. Here's a sample of it.
Cover mail, just-
And that way you can then follow up with them after that.
Sounds good.
So the North Carolina Coastal Federation training was Whitney Jenkins. I've got her contact. Just, you might want to write it down so we reminds.
If you can shoot me, just shoot me the contact info and I will add it to
And I'm going to
this.
forward you Patricia Smith as the Public Information Officer for the Division of Marine Fisheries.
Okay, great.
That's the person we worked with to,
Oh, you work with DMF, okay.
yeah.
Is she under waters then?
Yes.
Yeah, Patricia.
Also, we did have some of the town, some of our town workers, employees came.
Mhm.
Are you going to rearrange that again?
Yeah.
For instance, the wildlife
Officer, yeah.
officer,
I'll-
that was really
I'll use him
helpful.
under that. I'll have him under that, and
Okay.
we'll make sure
Send you an
that
email with
that he participates in that.
Okay.
So he'll be
And I
happy to
think
come.
this year we can probably get the state, I'll give the
Yeah.
information to these guys for the state wildlife people that didn't make it last year.
Right, yeah.
And also for Diddy and Diana, for Seabiscuit last year, they did pelican releases. So if we could arrange to have, if they are interested in doing a release, that would be wonderful.
That would
That's
be
me.
great.
Sorry.
That's
Sorry.
great. Just so North Carolina Cooperative Extension, that person's name needs to be changed.
We can work
Yeah,
on
but
that.
we'll do that. But just so you know, it's not Okeechobee anymore.
Sure. If you guys can look at this list in more detail and your section and any other sections you think need to be changed, and send me an email with what the changes need to be, I will redo it. And then once I send out the invitation, I will send you the revised spreadsheet
Okay.
with any additions, subtractions, changes, edits.
So the people that are highlighted, the groups that are highlighted came last year?
Correct.
The others have never come or just didn't come
Just
last year?
weren't able to come last year.
So who did you assign sponsorships?
You,
Nobody yet.
you,
You, me?
double duty.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Only other comment I would make, and I know it's kind of over and above, but like a lot of these events have shirts they sell and stuff like that. Like you had them for Sunset at Sunset. I don't know if that's a huge undertaking or a waste of time and money, but something you might.
I don't think we should do shirts
Okay.
only because they cost a lot.
Okay,
And then once the event goes by,
you're stuck with
I'm
it.
stuck with them.
Okay.
Can you do the shirts the town already has?
Yeah, I mean, I have Sunset at Sunset t-shirts that
Yeah,
we could certainly sell
Sure,
if we
right.
wanted to.
Right.
I'll be selling those at all the markets
Yeah.
throughout the summer. So yes, I can
I
definitely
mean,
do
that would
that.
make sense, not a special shirt just for us, but a town.
Yeah.
Because people ask, they do ask for that.
Sure.
And the bags were very popular to get the
will we
informational
have
stuff
bags?
in. Do we
The
have
bags are, we used all of the bags at Sunset at
We did?
Sunset.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good.
Let me look at, let's
Look at the budget and see.
look at the budget and see what we have and what we're able to do within the budget. And then I can see what we can figure out. Maybe we can find a sponsor who wants to get their logo on a bag. Or maybe GFL already has the bags and they'd be willing to donate them to us that we could give away. So I think it's a matter of like that kind of stuff, I think is definitely swag that we could get donated.
Mhm. And for sponsorship, the plants were very popular. We gave away all the plants. So
Yes.
maybe if the nursery can't attend or sell something, we can they'd be willing to give small plants as a giveaway.
Right.
Just publicize and have a booth.
Yep.
Okay.
And I know Lord's Miracle Acre they always give away plants as well. So if they're coming, they'll give away plants too.
Well, the plant swap people will be there too.
Yes, you said he has lots.
Lots.
So we'll have that too.
Okay.
All right.
And I've been talking to Rich and I told him I'd help him
So I have
with
this one.
that, so we'll put him under plan.
Not hearing
Where's
you.
that plant?
Not picking you up.
Mine, the battery.
Sponsorship. All right.
Me at home too, all my batteries are gone.
So who do we
Okay.
put under plants and wildlife?
So you're gonna create like
Who
a,
did you put under plants and wildlife?
or should we just create like a
Plant swap, which is Rich.
letter
Black.
for the sponsorships and then how much do you want to charge? I think you should try to, maybe you have like 3 levels or something.
I agree. I
Because
think
$25 to me, I mean,
no, that's just a booth fee. That doesn't, but I
Right.
think we should have actual sponsorships that we try to get local businesses to participate. GFL is a great group to be able to see if they could do some sponsorships, so we can either do in-kind sponsorships or get an actual monetary donation sponsorship. So we can
Okay.
work on that and see who we can get. Logan Homes, of course, has helped in the past, as has Riptide. So maybe they would be willing to help again this year. So,
Okay.
okay.
So what the sponsorship money be used for?
It would be used to offset our budget.
Oh.
So basically, we would have $8,000 in the budget as of now. If we got a $1,500 sponsorship, then that would mean we'd spend $6,500 and we'd have a $1,500 donation. If we wanted it to be, we have $8,000 and we had a $1,500 donation, and you wanted it to be able to spend $9,500, we'd need to do a budget amendment,
Yeah.
and that would need to be approved by the council. But I think that what we want to do is try to offset our budget as much as possible,
Okay.
because what the money that we have is more than enough to be able to do that.
Okay.
I think you can make it neutral if you get enough sponsors.
I think that that would be a really positive
Yeah.
perception for the event as well.
Pretty ambitious.
Yeah.
Steve's an ambitious guy. He's ready to do this.
We can-
Well, I mean,
we can do it.
yeah.
So I'm just looking at the action plan, sponsorship levels that we're behind, but you guys are going to work on that. Applications, they'll be sent January 31st.
Correct.
Okay, so we'll try and follow the schedule from here on out.
Yes, we will. And I
So,
will
so any
get,
changes we have, like name changes or whatever, we need to get them to you before the 31st.
yes, please. If you can
Okay.
email me the changes, any
Okay.
adds or edits
Okay.
or deletions by the 31st.
Okay.
So I have a solid list, then I will send out a copy of what I sent to all of the people after it's been sent. And that way you'll each have a most updated spreadsheet.
And then are we going to have plants this year like we did last year? Do we have a budget for that?
That would be part of the $8,000 budget, unless we got it
Okay,
sponsored.
so there's budget.
Yeah.
And as we're contacting these, I know you had one or two extra tables that we could use, so the Bluebird guy needed one. Are there anybody else you remember that we need to talk to about any special assistance?
Vivian Taylor, I had to provide a table for her.
Okay.
That was
You'll
the
work
other
on that.
person.
Okay.
Um,
And I think we shared
here's
the table,
my-
which worked.
Let's not offer it to everybody.
No, I don't want
if
to.
we
and that's
can.
what- I know.
And let's not offer it to everybody, but if someone needs it, I can find a way to provide it.
Okay. I'm just
Tents
trying to
as
think
well.
of the ones that I know. in
Yeah,
the
I think
past
it
have
was-
needed some help.
That's who it was generally. It was Bluebird Society, and we had a table for the algae. And then we brought the tables and the tents for the plant giveaways as well.
How will the ERC be set up? Are we going to have separate sections that will be at, or are we going to have one booth, one table? What are we doing?
I think that that's something for you guys to decide and tell me how you want it to be. That's
What do we want?
Steve?
my thinking is we have enough tents that we can either have an ERC tent or you can just be in various sections and we can figure out how to get something that you can all wear as ERC members so that people would understand that you were the ERC members that were kind of in that area to give you just some definition from other people. But that's up to you guys how you want it set up.
And then in the wildlife area, last year you had the llama lady come.
Yeah, the alpacas. They'll come again. I already talked to them.
Is she going to be on? Is she sort of listed under vendors? Because I'm trying for us also to have a visual of how this is going to look as we go through the park.
Sure. And I'll be able to show that to you once I get the vendors, once I find out which vendors are coming. But the alpaca lady has already told me that she would like to be there.
And I know, I mean, we tried really hard to keep all those people in shaded areas.
Yep,
so
exactly.
You're going to set it up similarly.
I am, yes.
Which is helpful if you're doing wildlife to know that if they're actually bringing
Okay.
Are you pretty much gonna-
wildlife with them, that
Sorry.
they're going to be in a shaded area. So that
And we'll be able
animals-
to leave, for people that have wildlife with them, we'll be able to have their cars close by as well in case it's an extremely hot day and they need to be able to move the animals back and forth between air conditioning and outside, but they'll be in a shaded area.
And so the town wildlife officer would be over in that section and,
Exactly.
you know,
Yeah.
so you'll make sure he's got space.
Yes.
So you're gonna have a similar agenda, right, to last year?
Again, all up to you guys.
I think I liked it. I thought it was great. I mean, the only thing that I heard,
well.
people wanted different kind of food, but you know,
And I'll work on that. I've
They
got some
didn't wanna
different
eat,
vendors that
yeah.
people were interested in, so I'll be reaching out to everyone, all of my food vendors who have come in the past to ask them to come to this as
Okay.
well.
I mean, I thought it was good the way
Brad
it was, but I
was
mean,
good,
if you guys have any other ideas, you know,
Mhm.
I thought it was good.
We won't have the tree planting this year as we had last year. We're going to be doing the tree planting on North Carolina Arbor Day as part of the tree board. So
Okay.
we'll talk about that this afternoon. But so if we can get a pelican release, that would be awesome. And if we could, maybe we want to do something else.
I know there was a public comment about more activities for the kids or
Mhm.
for family.
Hmm.
So I know you at one point mentioned the birdhouse thing with Home Depot and
Yeah,
Different
I'll
things,
ask
so
Home Depot to
some of
participate
that,
again because
yeah.
they were there last year and that was definitely a good thing. And having all the animals kind of in one area, I think, is also a good thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
The pelican release is great. The fisheries had stuff for kids, so we definitely had things for kids to do when they were there.
Mhm.
And so we had
Any chance we're getting the big fish tank?
Not for Greenway.
Well, I had to ask.
No,
Afraid
it's
to
a lot
ask.
easier to get fish put in it in the fall.
Yeah, okay. Okay,
It'll be a fall activity.
okay. That'll be good.
right.
Anything else that?
Okay, I kind of, my 2 cents, I kind of like having our own tent. 'Cause we do have that display that we bought and we have materials we can put on the display. But if people wanted to go different areas, I think they should go. But that means that we're gonna need
Staffing.
participation by a lot of people on the committee.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been spending all day at these events, and that's fine. I'll do that. But I know a lot of people. They can come in the morning, and then by the afternoon, disappear.
I
So
could go all day.
yeah,
I think it might be helpful if we're going to have plants to have something in the plants and trees area for us, because then we can be there supervising the plant giveaway and interacting with those vendors. I think it helped a lot.
We
to
did.
have you
I think
with
we
it.
should, if
Yeah.
we do the plants, I think we can do 2 tents for the plants and do one with our waters area and do the grasses, because that kind of helps on that side of things. And then we can do the pollinators or the shrubs in the other booth. Those
Maybe-
were popular.
And my
Maybe as you're
recommendation
setting
too,
that up,
nearby.
that, yeah, we can have them, so, like if Jennifer and I were staffing plants and trees, we could also cover maybe the grasses area for the waters people.
And I can
Or to
also
help relieve.
I can also reach out to West Brunswick High School to see
Yeah,
if we
that
could
would be
have some
great. They
students
were
that could be
helpful.
there as well.
They were very
Um,
helpful last year with the
yeah.
plant giveaway.
And it's nice to have that involvement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Yeah.
and some of the vendors, believe it or not, after we gave away the plants, 2 of the people who came from the state asked if they could go see some of our stuff. So I took them around the lakes and the ponds, and then we went around to some of the grasses. You know, it just gets them involved. From my standpoint, if we're going to ever want to get any kind of supplemental funding or any kind of cooperation or participation,
Mhm.
that's key to
Sure.
be able to do that. So
Sure.
Yeah, and for you guys
I did leave.
who didn't get to talk to the vendors last year, we had great feedback. They really like coming. The ones who've come like coming to it.
Yeah.
Because it's educational and they're not, and the people that are coming through are interested in that, so. Right, you didn't get any negative feedback,
Nope,
anybody
I
from the
think
participants?
Generally, everybody was happy with it. So
Yeah. They should.
so I
You-
agree
you
with,
bent over
by the way,
backwards.
Steve, sorry, go ahead.
No,
Steve said we should have our own
Okay.
area. I
Yeah.
agree that we should.
There should be a central
And
one as
then when you
people
give
come in.
away
Yeah.
plants, I mean, the thing I noticed last year is there's a sea of people that want them at the beginning and then there's nothing left later in the day. And I
day.
would probably stage them so that you give away some every hour unless there's nobody there for some
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah, because we got a lot of people who asked. And
I don't know how you do that if you've got them sitting out there.
You have to hide them.
You'd have to
part of the
probably
day.
arrange for Public Works to bring
We give away 10
half
per
in
hour
the
or
beginning
something.
and then
In
half
shifts.
2 hours
Item on the
later.
table.
Yeah, and shift. We put some back,
Mhm.
literally, and I put some over with the, when you were talking about the high schoolers. They helped me bring some to another booth that they
Mhm.
were doing near the tomato giveaway person,
Mhm.
and just bring them occasionally. So
Yep.
yeah, that helped.
Pepper Lady coming?
I've talked to her about it. Yeah,
We have to vote for our favorites.
that's right.
But if we have IDs, you know, I like Steve's idea because truthfully, the other thing was the flood map and the things that John does for climate and all the displays were pretty popular. I mean, people were very
Yeah.
interested, and I had to direct them in a crowd back over to another, you know, place. So it'd be nice if we're close enough together. I could say it's right over there, or
Sure.
right over here, without too much turmoil for them. to find
Absolutely.
it. Yeah.
Another thing we can do for
The
the
idea.
plants, and this might be, we could ask people, you know, we can make sure that we're letting them know, oh, the plants giveaways are for Sunset Beach residents. So,
I had to say that.
and ask them if they, you know, if you have,
Yeah.
just show us, you know, do you have your license? And then
Mhm.
check people. And that way we're making sure that the plants that we're getting for this are going to our residents and not just to whoever comes to the park.
Right.
That's
Well-
up to you guys. If you want to do that, that's completely
We
It-
could, and we could redirect them because I think the plant swap will be open. for
correct.
people.
And
So we
the,
could say, you know, maybe check with them.
yeah, and the Miracle Acre, God's Miracle Acre, they always have plants.
Yeah.
So they'll have those to give away as
Yeah.
well.
Or as they
so.
start to decline, we can lottery them off to 1 an hour or 5 an hour. What's your ticket?
Well,
I think if we can at least, I mean, if you're able to limit it to just to Sunset Beach residents, you'll definitely see
number?
they'll last longer.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think they will for sure.
We asked them if they live somewhere that they would really plant the plant.
Mhm.
That's how we were diplomatically saying,
Don't,
you live in the area to plant this because these are, you know, for this seasonal area
Mhm.
right here. That eliminated some.
Sure.
don't we usually see that the green wave is mostly locals, and then
Yeah.
Sunset pulls people in from all over, right?
Yeah, when you put it in the beacon, and we're sending out things to the 2 different schools, you'll get people from other, you know, surrounding
did.
towns. You kind of always get people from surrounding towns. It's just up to you how you guys want to do that.
I just think it's a newer event, so
Mhm.
it's evolving.
Yes.
I think that if we put a sign up that says Sunset Beach residents only,
There you go.
Mhm.
the plants are reserved for Sunset Beach residents only, then people are on the honor system.
Yeah. Oh, you mean at the plant booth? Yeah.
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 Well, rather than you know, saying, show me your ID, I don't.
Yeah, I
We
don't.
don't need to get into that.
There's
Yeah.
maybe there's a more diplomatic way to do it than
Yeah.
asking for someone's ID. But you know, if we're doing this and it's being sponsored by the town, we should make sure that residents are getting
Priority.
the benefits of it. So.
I agree.
That's great.
And you could even just say it that way, plants are sponsored by the town for
Uh-huh.
Sunset Beach residents.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, and I can certainly make things that can go on the tables that
Yeah,
would say
that'd
that
be
as
great.
well. So,
Amy,
Okay.
thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So
Thanks, Amy.
we're all set for now. I think the follow-up calls are going to be in March.
Yeah, they
Oh,
should.
February?
Once she sends the letter, we should be
It
calling.
says March here.
Oh, it
March.
says March on here, so
March
I know,
20.
but
Yeah.
let's,
just
so,
that should be follow up if they haven't responded to the application in the initial call. Follow up calls in March to like twist their arm.
all right.
Uh.
Got it. Okay, so anything else on that? So I'm going to step out of the agenda for just a second. And we have several people from, you know, audience members here. Does anybody out in the audience have any thoughts on what they'd like to see at the Green Wave?
While. Mary Hughes, 513 Lakeshore Drive. Going back through your minutes, I was happy to see in what timing my comments from your main meeting about the children's activities. And I know you're planning a bunch of stuff. There's a website called environmentamerica.org, and it lists all different things you can do with children. And you can do it by your sections, just one in each section or something. I thought might be helpful.
Environment.org.
Environment
Environment
America. Yeah, they talk about the bird feeders using apples and other things. There's 51 events that you could do, but you could break it down into your buckets. So just a suggestion.
Well, that's a great suggestion.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? All right, so that takes care of the green wave. So now we're to subcommittee makeup. We don't have an official chairperson. I've been functioning that way, but I was not elected as a chairperson. And also we do have subcommittees, but are those the right subcommittees and that sort of thing? Now, you folks met
We did.
and you came up with a proposal. And
Correct.
you
It's
sent
a
it.
draft.
It's a but it's a proposal. I mean,
Right.
there's-
Right.
So, and I think
We
we all
wanted,
have
we
a
wanted somewhere to get
copy of
started.
it. So, one of the things that start off with is to nominate and elect a chair and 3 vice chairs.
Right.
And that's an interesting idea. 3 vice chairs would each represent a subcommittee. But does that adequately represent what we want to do as far as subcommittees? I mean, that's something to discuss. Also, if you have a chair, the vice chair is going to be the person that takes over when the chair is not there.
Yeah.
And so you have to have a first vice chair if you've got 3 vice chairs. I'd like to hear anybody else's thoughts about that.
So I think you're right. The first thing is, what should the subcommittees be and what is their makeup?
Right.
What do they see as their goals?
Mhm.
And clearly we like these, that's why we proposed it, but we have new people and I'd be real interested in their ideas about how it works.
I like the ERC chair.
I'm sort of curious if we can get resilience into our plans, or if somebody else in the town is even thinking about it. A long term, but I just feel like somebody has to
What are you thinking of?
resilience.
Yeah. Well,
But-
that's
Just learning, just somebody who says, and I would do it, I'll learn about it.
I guess I'm asking, when you say resilience, what does that mean?
Storm resilience,
okay. Well,
That storm.
environmental resilience.
That
Okay.
always, that
Environmental
fell in
resilience.
2
the
parts.
the town does have a resilient coast communities plan
Oh, okay.
program, and
But it's certainly something
it's
that,
on the website.
Uh,
town
There
has
were several projects proposed that to help build resilience. Some of them are heavy lifts, and other people have to do them. For example, raising the causeway over to the island, because it floods every time there's just a decent storm. So that's a project, but DOT owns the road, so DOT has to do it. So good luck having that happen anytime soon.
Yeah.
But there's other projects that are fairly simple, and we have applied for funding to do a design with something at the end of 40th Street there. It's in the plan. And that design was done, but the funding to implement it, we didn't receive it, so it was never done. So it's challenging. I mean, there's several projects in there. Now, somebody could look at that. That was designed fully with the idea that the storms would be providing flooding from the seas. It was never. They didn't look at rainfall flooding, because that happens, coming from the other way. But some of the vulnerable places according to that plan they're similar, whether it would be rainfall or it would be creek rising from, flooding from the sea. It's very similar. But I encourage you to look on the website at that. I think that was the genesis for the climate committee. That was the original thing that we focused on.
So
Ju-
is that the Shoreline Drive, that place that I know think sometimes because the drainage off or whatever it is that part of that resiliency plan? I didn't see it on the website. Or is that like a DOT specialty project? the
Well,
town's
I
looking
mean,
at?
these are things that have been identified. I didn't memorize the plan, so I don't know
Okay.
for sure.
It's not, but I know Public Works is working on that, but that I think,
Is the town?
I think when Lisa was here and we had asked her about it, she said that's a DOT project because I think they have to
That's what
manage
it is.
that,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a DOT
the tunnel
road.
or whatever going
They're all
under.
involved. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
So you're talking about where the pipe under the road is
Mhm.
yeah, it's
Come
kind of
off and-
thinking.
Yeah. 'Cause it's
sinking. Yeah.
So, Diddy, the other thing, when I think about what the committee's worked on in the past, the Green Committee had parts of that.
Right.
And, yeah, and that was a big part of Green. When Lakes and Ponds was formed later, and that group has gotten involved in some different areas of flooding, but there's still that need for the resilience in terms of how does the tree canopy play into that? How does, like rain gardens is actually on one of the town projects that are encouraged.
Yeah.
And that was something that came under the Green Committee. Lakes and ponds, it's part of what we're looking at is how we can assist with what the town's use of what they manage for lakes and ponds and stormwater. And then, as Steve said, that Mila called it ocean and intracoastal waterway, but it really is kind of climate and ocean.
Well, yeah, resilience
me,
is
yeah.
included in
That,
that.
that has a big part.
We
So
talked about it, we just
resilience
didn't put
kind
it
of
in the
comes
note,
under
yeah.
each area. Probably, if it's something you're really interested to look at as a focus, I would think green would be the place
Yeah.
for that.
Well, and Amy, I don't know about the tree boulevard we discussed at one point or
Can't do
whatever, so we weren't doing that, but we did talk about wildlife certification in
Yeah,
the
well,
town.
that
So
was,
that's also
so the
resilience.
previous council had asked us to look at, because apparently every kind of thing that we can participate in, the town can sort of get some points for it. So previous council had asked us to look at the National Wildlife Federation's home certification process. So we'd been working on that, and actually everyone that was on the ERC at the time, we all went out and surveyed our yards and got certified. And we live in an area where it's really not that difficult to do that. So that was something that came under green, was part of that
wildlife
resilience
certification.
and wildlife.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Good
I want to be part of
Good
green
point.
anyway.
Good point.
Green is it's fun. Steve, what do you think in terms of this proposal that Mila put? I hadn't really paid that much attention, but ocean and intracoastal waterway, do you think it would be better to call that
Well, I was
go back to climate, or?
I was starting with the chair people, but
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I think until you really know, are these the three committees we should be doing, and people can have a sense of where they might want to line up.
well, I think that Diddy raised a good point about resilience because it has
Yeah.
to be part of
Uh-huh.
whatever has to do with, flooding from the ocean,
Uh-huh.
flooding from the
Mhm.
creeks,
Uh-huh.
flooding from rainfall. So stormwater management is all part of that. We don't do the management, but
Yeah.
see, you've got lakes and ponds and storm. It's all
Uh-huh.
interconnected, and
Yeah,
that's
it
the
is.
problem.
That's it.
Well, but it's a benefit because you've got eyes looking at these problems from different perspectives. So
Right.
I think that's a good thing.
Okay.
But I don't want to lose that climate focus.
No,
I think it'd be better to say ocean and climate, because really, when I think about climate, there's probably our biggest impact is coming from the ocean. And the
yes.
works that you guys, the work that you and
Mhm.
John have been doing, looking at Jinx Creek and
Yeah.
Tubbs Inlet.
Well, Tubbs Inlet is definitely
Falls
a
under this.
resilience issue.
Yeah. So, should we name that subcommittee the Ocean and Intracoastal, just Ocean and Climate?
Maybe just
Just so people, if they're looking at who's doing what, they can understand that's
I think under each one of these headings, there's probably 10 different things.
Uh-huh.
there are, and I think the
Yeah.
people on those
And-
committees
Yeah,
can
I don't think we
decide.
need to sweat the naming of them too much.
Okay.
Yeah, I think one thing, and I've brought this up before, that's missing is like environmental impacts of growth and
Growth and
sprawl,
sprawl,
and it's
development.
not listed.
Right.
And
That might be part of resilience.
Yeah,
and
and we need to look at the marshes and the wildlife, the impact there. That would be part of the
Animals,
ocean.
yeah.
We have
And
quite a bit
resiliency.
of marsh
Mhm.
between the
Mhm.
mainland and the island.
Mhm.
Sure.
And there's an awful lot of wildlife
Yeah.
Mhm.
in there. And I think
Yeah,
that
so-
also needs to be observed and reviewed. And so I think it'd be more than just climate.
yeah,
Well, yeah, it is more than just, I didn't mean to say it's only climate. I'm just saying we're trying to figure out where certain tasks
Mhm.
or outlook, the
Yeah.
outlook fall. When Mila did this and she put stormwater
Stormwater.
management, lakes and ponds, she's looking more at the drainage coming through the town, and that the ocean and intracoastal waterway people would be looking at the impacts from storms coming in. But the marshes have always, I think that's something that you and John have always looked at, and where we're developing new
Well, it's
little islands of marsh and
Well, on the
grass.
walls, like
Mar-
Steve talked
marine-
about intercoastal.
marine
the
yeah.
walls.
ecosystems.
So
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, there's a huge, like, if you go down to Cape Canaveral where my friends live, they used to have huge marsh grass. It's all dead
Mhm.
Yeah.
from red tide. And there's
Yep.
no fish. There's nothing.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know if that'll happen here, but
Well,
Should-
here's what
it's
I,
all from
Should
high
there be a
growth
fourth
fertilizer.
subcommittee?
Maybe
That's just
resiliency should
resilience?
be added as a word to
Fertilizer in
that.
the water, all that kind of stuff ends up fertilizing algae
Oh, yeah.
and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and people spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on seawalls, and they could put in plants instead.
Well, I like the resiliency because it covers sort of long term, so to speak, and it might be that we could, the development issue, Steve, that you mentioned, also, could be covered under resiliency and the wildlife. So I don't know, maybe think of a word that we could cover it
well,
all with.
one word that kind of covers, marshes and oceans and creeks and everything else is marine.
There you go.
Yeah.
Being a marine scientist, I would use that word.
Right.
So, we can call it a marine subcommittee, marine and climate, and marine would include marshes
Yeah, I agree.
Uh-huh.
Marine is
because
well,
there's
Good.
at high tide
Yep.
they're marine.
well, you have two
submerged.
separate things with I think with the ocean and intercoastal, because I live on the water and the water's turned brown here. It used to be clear.
Mhm.
Well, but that leads to the next thing is that if we have a subcommittee that's marine and climate, that subcommittee needs to work on for the next meeting of providing what they think they should be working on.
Right.
We've had some
topics.
ideas here,
Yeah.
some topics. So what kind of work can we do, to forward these issues?
Mhm.
And that covers the inlets, it covers all the other
Yeah.
things too.
Yeah,
Good
that's
idea.
it's a good phrase.
Good word.
Yep.
Okay.
So it should be
Marine and climate
Marine
rather
and
than
climate.
ocean and
should
intracoastal.
have more than just one guy and a volunteer working on it. So just my thought.
All right. So then should we look at what the makeup of these committees should be?
hmm Yeah, I think we need to do that. That's
Okay.
why
So-
let's set
Who's
aside
on
this
there?
time
So
to do
I
it.
know Mila and Jennifer and I would like to do the lakes and ponds still.
Yeah.
And if there's some, because now
Love
now that there's 9 of us, we could have a fourth person if someone's interested to do that.
I'd like to work on clean and green.
Okay, clean and green.
And I think Kathy would like to stay
You know
stay
that
with
you
that.
have to.
Hope so.
Steve, Marine.
hmm
Uh-huh.
I'll go to ocean.
Okay, Diana, putting you down on
For the marine.
what I'm
Fine,
calling
Diana.
marine.
Marine. And Steve.
I could float between clean and green and marine.
But you can be on more than one subcommittee.
Okay.
The only thing, I do like the committees because they focus, but they also think, it's good to have interaction from everybody else.
hmm
Mhm.
Well, that's what the meetings are for.
That's
Okay.
it. That's it.
Well, I was
I-
thinking
I think we need to put sprawl under a category or have its own.
Do clean and green.
Clean and green? Keeping it green?
So if you're on that green,
You say that.
clean and
Put
green or
sprawl
whatever
on
you
there.
guys decide your name will be, you'll do that with Kathy and Diddy.
What,
That's big.
anything?
And then you guys can
Anything's
certainly
wrong with
put that in your,
The other thing I was wondering if it would make sense for the chair not to be on a committee, but to be the sort of the resilience eyes for all the committees.
Yeah, I think John did that more or
Yeah,
less. He
yeah.
was on every committee.
He was on it.
well, when there were only 5 of us, it was
Oh.
really, it's really hard.
Mhm.
So is
So-
that what you prefer, Steve?
It's up
Come
to
on.
the committee to decide what we're going to do.
Okay.
If we want to keep the chair out of it, I don't.
I
know if
think,
we
I
can
think
do
you
that.
lose a valuable voice if
Yeah.
you do that,
Okay.
whoever is
Yeah.
elected to do that.
But just remember that, we can't
Yeah,
have a quorum at any
Exactly.
subcommittee meeting, so. It's not like the chair can float around and go to visit.
no, that's what I'm
Right.
saying, if the chair is interested in a certain committee, they should sign up for
Mhm.
it, so they're not blocking it. And then if you have a committee that's only 3 people,
Uh-huh.
then they could float in there.
So Diddy, are you interested in Marine or you're interested?
I'm interested in clean and green,
Clean and Green, okay.
please.
John might be interested in the, marine and climate.
Well, he certainly is. He's not a member of the
Member of it.
ERC, so.
No, I mean John, who is a member of the
Oh,
ERC.
John Rothermel.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
We'd have to
I
see
think
when
Well,
he
we
comes
could, we
back.
could, we could temporarily, at least for now, assign him there, because it'd be nice to have a
Sure.
third person there. So is that? So we've got our 9 at least
9
assigned to
people.
one of the
Yeah.
committees, and if they decide they'd like to do another one, they could.
All right, so now that we have the committee makeup, the third item was the request that the subcommittees work on their goals for 2026.
Right.
So I think that's important, that if we're going to have these subcommittees, that they get together and discuss what we can work on. We have to, we just have to decide what's included, and we've heard a lot today about what's
Mhm.
included, so.
And these were just ideas of ours, so just keep in mind, this is a quick meeting we did to get the goals, because we thought we were going to meet
Mhm.
sooner, so some of the dates are off a little bit. And
Now, this
Okay.
proposal said continue informal monthly meeting, continue monthly informal meetings, but hold quarterly public. I think they're going to be all on YouTube.
YouTube.
And I don't think
They
she'd
are.
have a
No.
problem with that. I think it was just saying if we were going to continue with that informal format, we should at least do a quarterly. So
No,
I think the preference would be what we're doing now.
just the
Yes.
YouTube. Yeah, okay. So, like I said, this was December the 2nd or something. This is way back. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
okay. And that should say right under that, where it says the ERC members are regularly missing from meetings due to different things. 3
Mhm.
vice chairs would allow us, the word us got left out somehow there, I noticed, would allow us to equally represent the whole group.
Okay, so there's another question. Should we do 3 vice chairs?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's one thing.
Well, somebody has to be the first vice chair to take over.
Yeah, and we can maybe elect it that way, but do we want to have 3? I mean, I signed on to this proposal and I agree with it, but there's definitely some issues in how you would assign those responsibilities.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And since you've sat in the chair, what's your thoughts about, is it too much to do 3? We did have 2, and that was okay. We had a first vice chair and a second vice chair, and that worked.
It did. So you could have first, second, and third. You could have people in the order in which
Yeah.
one,
And that's
one
still-
goes down and the next one.
Or you could rotate it, I don't know,
Well, and I've told you that I am not. My term expires in
Yeah.
July,
I know.
and I need to get off. So,
We're just drawing on your experience
There
doing
you go,
it.
Steve.
so somebody needs to decide who's going to step up.
She's not here. we
Kathy,
don't know.
she's not here. Can't draft her.
Okay.
Well, yeah, the other thing is, we do, I mean, I travel because I have a daughter in Spain
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So, I mean, we have to use technology to communicate. I don't know if we can do it in these meetings, but the subcommittees, there's a lot of great technology to communicate.
FaceTime,
Mhm.
And
yeah,
so things don't
Zoom,
die off when we're
Right.
traveling.
right.
But right, I think in this environment that it doesn't work to try to do Zoom or phone or whatever. I think it's not permitted.
Right.
Um, I don't know. Did you talk to Kathy about Green Committee and
No,
doing any of that?
never did.
I
Did you,
think it-
Diane? Were you going to be in that info session with her?
Have I what?
Were you going to be in the info section with Kathy about the Green Committee?
I could help wherever y'all need.
That was going to be in like
I'm just
December,
wondering
November.
if Kathy has any interest
Mhm.
because she was vice chair.
Right.
I think she was second vice chair, right? You were first, Steve. You were first vice chair,
Mhm.
and Kathy
Kathy
was
was
second
second.
vice chair. And then when John stepped back, you two have been sort of co-managing. But I'm not. I don't know if she has interest. I hate to nominate her and then find out I don't want to do it.
Yeah, well, that's problematic if she's not here.
Yeah,
You know.
I think we have to hold
Yeah.
off on that.
Vote
I think
next
you can
time.
do it with her not here.
Let the committees come up with their
Okay.
with their proposals, and we vote next time. And then if anybody's not here, you're fair game. You could be
Go around.
nominated.
That'll get good attendance.
You,
I
you
mean-
better show up next time.
Yeah,
because-
there you go. I said that.
Who, me?
I
yeah, you
said
might
that.
find
be
out
here.
you're a chair.
I'm not averse to doing that. I feel bad because we've got other
Not here.
people that I thought were interested, and I
Mhm.
don't want to exclude them. I also don't want to give them an assignment they don't want. All right, we'll vote next time.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you need to do the ERC chair today. You could do it in the next meeting.
Okay, well, that
You're
leaves,
just putting it off.
yeah.
Just putting it off, but that's okay.
I mean, unless somebody feels strongly about doing it.
Right.
You and I can talk after, and if there's
Okay.
parts of that I can do for you, I'm happy to
All right.
step in.
Okay. Good backup. Good backup.
So I guess I'll just continue in an interim basis. That's okay.
That's okay
Yes.
with me.
Fine. All right. So we have anything, any of the subcommittees have anything to report?
I did want to say up at the top there, we asked, and this is kind of past news now, but we asked that at some point maybe the new council members that have been elected, we might want to see what their participation or their ideas for ERC and us as a committee, what they'd like to see. You know,
Well, we have some
Right.
here.
at
Well,
some
I
point
think
just meet
The only
anybody
thing
who's
you can say
interested in
about
meeting with us.
council, they've got a lot on their plate. And
Yeah.
maybe if we can come up with what we think is important,
Mhm.
then as they're settling in, we can come back
We'd like
with,
feedback.
here's our thoughts.
What do you think?
Hmm?
What do you think?
That it's a good idea.
Well, I think that it's important at some point that this committee talk to the council as a whole. And
Or
then-
you as the chair?
It's not happening.
I
Monty's
tried.
chair. A new chair, we will have a new chair next month, and we're not making any proposals to
That's
the
it.
council before then,
That's
so
it. So-
don't worry.
Just kidding.
You're off the hook.
just to get a sense of what we should
Exactly.
be
Yes,
working on,
yeah,
what we shouldn't
yeah.
be working on.
But I think whatever, I mean,
Well, if we come up with our goals for our subcommittees, that would be something we could take to a future council meeting and say, is this what you all
Are we in
think
line?
we should be doing?
The other
We're
thing-
just here as an
but
advisory.
You know, and I think too, going back to some of this stuff, I mean, some
Communication.
of this stuff's been on here forever.
Mhm.
And I don't know if we get stopped doing it, but whatever we do, I think should be specific and measurable, and we have impact to change. If we, something we can't change, then I don't think we should work on it.
Right.
You know, I mean,
Realistic, yeah.
yeah, I don't want to go through the specifics on it, but like we talked about recycling for 5 years or whatever, you know. So, I mean, I have ideas on it, but whatever, you know, do we keep that on there? I mean, I think we do, but do we or don't we, or is
But
it
that-
something we
I
can
think-
have an impact on?
You're on that, you'll be on that group that's looking at that.
Mhm.
So maybe that can be in your proposal of how do we measure,
Right.
you know? I think in that condition, the one thing we did find we could measure is, are we increasing the annual subscriptions for the recycling service? And they were going up. They may go down again as the cost goes up. So
Well, I'll tell
anyway,
you,
so you
Yeah.
can define what you're measuring, I guess my point.
I always mention this because I don't necessarily think that that's a good measure. Because I use the convenience centers.
Mhm.
You know?
And that's great. Then
And-
that's the
And
education part
when I
to
go
encourage.
up there, there's a lot of people using those convenience
Oh,
centers.
Right.
yeah. It's full a lot.
Yeah.
It's
a lot.
the only thing we can say is, you know, one of our goals is to educate and inform. And if we see that those numbers are going up, that people are recycling from home, at least that is a measurable. We've made a dent.
Yeah.
But I agree, that doesn't mean that's the only people recycling.
Mhm.
And maybe we add a recycling, whatever they are, dumpster or whatever, and that says, because they're full a lot. I mean, the sign goes up and says, these are full. I don't know
Yeah.
if you've been, because husband does that a lot.
Mhm.
So maybe that's also a measure. But I was just trying to get out there, because we, as a subcommittee said, we just like to get communication and direction of, are we all on the same page, kind of, as the council, aware of what we're doing, and do we have a direction, you know?
Well, we can get our committee things
Drawn out.
packaged up and come back with those. Here's what we think we should be working towards, and then find out if they agree.
My thing is with goals, when do we do that? Is that by next meeting, or,
Yeah,
sorry, that's just me.
right. Isn't that
Well, I
what
think
you're
we've got some time before the next meeting
Yeah.
for the subcommittees to meet and talk about
Like, I
this.
think
Okay.
under each like goal here, you have like 5 things you're working on.
Mhm. Maybe less than
It's
5?
not-
That's a
it's
lot.
not 5, that's right. I mean,
3 to 5.
Yeah.
and then are those
3 to
5
5.
things relevant or not?
Yeah.
5 might be too many for some, because it depends what your project is.
But just-
There's only three of you working on it, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, you can decide for your committee what your subcommittee, what you want to do. All right.
So nothing, I don't have a report on Stillwater activities, but he's not doing anything this time of year anyway.
Oh,
It's too cold. Plants have,
He did
Oh,
go
okay.
out, I think, I haven't seen him out in January, but we're coming to, it usually comes like the 3rd or 4th week.
I think January and February are 2 months that he does not
He does not go out in the water.
go out on the water.
I don't think he does treatment, but I think he's been out surveying. One question, we don't have the right people here to answer it, but in terms of our subcommittee is, who is, with some of the changes in town personnel, who is managing the weir or those boards or whatever you want to call it between the waterway and the West Lake?
right.
Who's doing that?
It's,
It is Matt.
it's, okay, so
Are they actively managing that?
that's their responsibility now. That sounds
That's
like,
theirs?
I
We don't
guess.
know. That's what we're wondering.
Maybe we can find out for next meeting.
Mhm.
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 Because just somewhere through the grapevine, I've heard that it's back to the golf course doing it.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Well, it's not supposed to be, but that's what I heard through the grapevine, and that's why I'm asking who's doing it.
No. It was locked, right? That was my
I
understanding. It
heard
was
the lock
locked.
is not there.
not there then.
and boards are moved. And that's okay if that's what they've decided they need to do in the interim. You know, I'm not trying to manage it, I'm just asking.
And Steve, one thing, sorry, was we divided into short and long-term goals just to try to be a little bit more specific.
Mm-hmm.
So might want to look at that because some of those dates will change, obviously, by next
Well-
meeting. We
Well,
can do
Steve,
that. But,
I think he's leaving that to us to.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
but that,
but,
you know,
with.
you guys, you folks put together what your
Sorta.
plan already is,
Yeah,
so we have
sorta.
that.
yeah, draft.
So,
But anyway,
draft
yeah,
anyways.
Yeah,
So look it over and see if there's any changes.
Yeah.
We'll use it as a model
yeah.
for the other subcommittees. Okay, anything else? I've got, John Farrell sent me a presentation on rainfall.
Oh, good.
So we can take a look at that. It's pretty discouraging, but we'll
It is what it
can
is.
run through it. So there we go.
We got sent.
So his house,
Wow.
he's John Farrell maintains the weather station at his house. He and I always disagree on what the rainfall is, but I'm a few miles away, so. But September was below the 30-year average. October was below the 30 average. November, December was a little bit below. So, as he mentioned before, May and August are the only 2 months in 2005 rainfall above average. And some important things to note that 2025 rainfall through December was nearly 15 inches below the 30-year average. And I don't know. Top 3 of the past 5 years, months with the lowest rainfall. So these are pretty low numbers, but 2025 had pretty low October. This is showing where we are relative to past years. Not good.
That's probably because we didn't have any storms come through.
So we need a
That's
hurricane
good.
to bring up our average.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, some of the highest ones are when they had like a tropical storm or a.
Right, yeah. But here's where we are. I mean, we're still, I mean, you look at the past several years,
Right.
we're in tough shape. It's
It's a drought.
we're in a drought. So here we are. It's his rainfall variance to 70%. So we're not quite there as far as being in that 70%. 75% of months have below average rainfall, 3 out of 4 months. Half have moderate drought conditions. So that's us. We're in a moderate drought, and it just continues. So I don't know what the long-term prognosis is. Hopefully it'll change. Doesn't look like it's changing anytime soon.
One thing too, I read about the water, PFAs in our water. So I don't know that we talk about that much, but I've read about they're supposed to have a new plant come online in Brunswick but
Fall.
it's been going on.
When?
So I don't know if it's deadly to drink the water here or not, but you know, if you read about it, it doesn't sound good. And with all the people moving in, my question would be, are we going to run out of water at some point? Maybe not, because it comes out of the Cape Fear River, but that's just, I don't know that we study that or look at that. So, but that's something else, drinking water.
a new contractor was brought in. I think it's been delayed. I was hoping for December, but I've heard a new contractor is
Yeah.
brought in.
So I'm learning how to use a drone. So I'll be taking drone pictures of the Twin Lakes
Oh, great.
Good, yeah.
Good.
and Tubbs Inlet. And John and I will continue to our monitoring efforts on Tubbs Inlet, Jinx Creek.
Mhm.
That's great. Thank you. Thank you for the presentation. And thanks to John if he's watching.
What about Majestic Oaks? Any progress on the park update? I'd kind of like to know.
Anything? Can you tell us at all? No.
No? Okay. Just curious. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the process of the building of it. I do know that it's in the process of having everything that's been there as part of the Catchment 7 projects and things cleaned up, and that the extra dirt has been taken away. And I know that that's the focus has been on getting that area cleaned up. I just don't know what the process is, where the grant money is. And that.
Okay.
All right, thanks. Yeah, we couldn't have Kent here today. He's at away, and he will be attending future meetings, I guess. So,
Correct.
anything else? Any public comments on anything? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Name's Reed Watson, Riverside Drive. I just have a question about the vacant lot across the street from Sunset Inn. All the trees were taken out about 2 years ago, and it's just sitting there doing nothing. Is that on y'all's radar to do anything about that?
It is not. Nothing has come to our committee on that.
Is something you might want to look into?
Across from the Sunset Inn, you said?
Yeah.
Across from the Sunset Inn?
Yeah,
That-
across the main
No,
street.
I know we're talking about
I know.
it's.
All the big pine trees were taken out, all the deer went
Mhm.
away, birds, whatever. A lot of wildlife disrupted there. And it's still just, bare earth.
Thank you.
Ugly.
Any other comments? Anything else?
Motion to adjourn?
I hear a motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned.